Good evening. Watching the news from the Sultanate Oman Television. First, the headlines. Delegated by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency the Minister of Interior conveys His Majesty's condolences on the death of Sheikh Naila bint Rashid Al Nuaymiyah. His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq opens the new premises of the Sultan's Embassy in Lebanon. President of the Inter-Parliamentary Union values the Sultan's role in establishing dialogue and supporting the stability of the region. And the Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources reveals 10 sites for establishment of investment projects in 9 wilayas of the Sultanate. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency Andrea Manuel Lopez, President of Mexico, on the victims of the fuel pipeline explosion in central Mexico. Delegated by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Said Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, headed to the United Arab Emirates to convey His Majesty's condolences on the death of Sheikh Naila bint Rashid Al Nuaymiyah. His Excellency the Minister of Interior was received by His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Rashid Al Nuaimi, member of the Supreme Council of the United Arab Emirates and ruler of Ajman, and His Highness Sheikh Saud bin Rashid Al Mualla, member of the Supreme Council of UAE and ruler of Al Khuwaina. His Excellency the Minister is accompanied by His Excellency Dr. Khalid bin Saeed Al Jaradi, Sultan's Ambassador accredited to the United Arab Emirates. A ceremony was held in Beirut for the opening of the new premises of the Sultan's Embassy in Lebanon under the auspices of His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, with the presence of His Excellency Saad Al Hariri, Lebanese Prime Minister. The new building includes a reception hall, offices of the embassy members, library, ambassadors' residence, and other facilities. The ceremony was attended by His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and a number of senior officials, the Excellencies former presidents of Lebanon, heads of diplomatic missions, and media people. The joint cooperation aspects between the Sultanate and the United Kingdom, top discussions with His Excellency General Sultan Mohammed Al Nu'mani, Minister of Royal Office, and Lieutenant General Sir John Lorimer, Senior Defence Advisor to the Middle East, who is currently on a visit to the Sultanate along with delegation. During the meeting, they discussed joint cooperation spheres and reviewed the bilateral relations march. Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith Al-Nabhani, Chief of Staff of Sultan's Armed Forces, received Lieutenant General Sir John Lorimer, Senior Defence Advisor to the Middle East. The two sides reviewed a number of issues with mutual concern between the two friendly countries. Reviewing means of developing relations between the Sultanate and the Inter-Parliamentary Union were the main pillars discussed by His Excellency Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Mandari, Chairman of the State Council, with Her Excellency Gabriela Webers Baron, President of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. The two sides discussed prospect of cooperation between the State Council and Inter-Parliamentary Union and the economic, touristic and investment fields. Her Excellency Gabriela Webers Baron affirmed that the Inter-Parliamentary Union appreciates the Sultan's role in establishing a dialogue, supporting the stability of the region and strengthening international peace and security. From his side, His Excellency the Chairman of the State Council praised the efforts exerted by the Inter-Parliamentary Union in strengthening peace, enabling youth and achieving sustainable development through constructive dialogue and parliamentary work. Discussing existing cooperation aspects between the Shura Council and the Inter-Parliamentary Union centered the meeting of His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Mauli, Chairman of the Shura Council, with Her Excellency Gabriela Webers Baron, President of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. The two sides reviewed a number of international issues. His Excellency the Chairman of the Shura Council briefed the guest on the Shura Council, its development, its specializations, and its legislative and regulatory powers. The National Youth Committee stressed that it will intensify its attention on youth issues during the current period, among which is the job seekers file. It pointed out that contributed in preparing the Sultan of Oman program for youth envoys. The program will be launched in the upcoming days by choosing 2 Omani youth to represent the Sultan in the meeting of United Nations General Assembly. It's worth mentioning that the committee approved 9 new projects that are divided into 5 programs as follows: development of youth capabilities, enhancing youth participation, youth sector development, citizenship and belonging program, and economic empowerment. Welcome back to the news from the Sultan of Oman television. The Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources organized Investment Opportunities Forum 2019. The event was presided over by His Highness Sayyid Timur bin Asad bin Tariq Al Said, Assistant Secretary General for Communications at the Research Council.
In fulfillment of its role to promote investment.
Still to come, our news bulletin. An ancient copper mining site is discovered in the wilaya of Somalia in a Dakhiliya Governorate. Welcome back to the news. His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al Jabri, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Export Development, ITHRA, and Chairman of Board of Directors of Special Economic Zone Authority at Dukhum, stressed that Sultans provides various investment opportunities in the economic sectors. In the conclusion of Gujarat conference in the Indian city of Ahmedabad, His Excellency added that the conference provided an opportunity for Indian companies to force on investments in the Sultanate, which will pave the way for economic partnerships between both sides. The Sultanate took part in the conference with a pavilion that showcased Omani products and shed light on important projects in the Special Economic Zone at Dukhum in the fields of mining, energy and cement industries. The National Record and Archive Authority, NRAA, and Oman Environment Services Holding Company, BIA, approved the private document classification system in BIA company. This came according to principles and procedures mentioned in the record and archive law and its executive regulation, depending on the statement conducted by BIA team in cooperation with specialists from the authority. Regional Office for the Eastern Mediterranean of the World Health Organization, in cooperation with the Ministry of Health, organized a 3-day workshop on the implementation of tobacco taxes in Eastern Mediterranean region countries, which started this morning under the patronage of His Excellency Mohsen Mohammed Al-Sheikh, Chairman of Muscat Municipality, in the presence of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health, and Her Excellency Dr. Akjemal Makimova, WHO representative to the Sultan of Oman. More details and full report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
Around 51 participants from the Ministries of Health and Ministries of Finance in the East Mediterranean region countries, along with the WHO temporary advisors and staff from the headquarters and EMBRO, are gathering in this 3 days workshop, which started this morning here in Muscat. The 3-day workshop aims at analyzing the status of taxation in each of the East Mediterranean region countries, familiarizing the participants with the WHO recommendations in the area of tobacco taxes, introducing the use of the WHO tool for measuring of taxation impact and taxation policies, increasing the participants' knowledge about best practices in other countries' experiences in relation to taxation increase, including facing the tactics of the tobacco industry in these regards, as well as discussing and agree on possible scenarios of way forward for tobacco taxation policies at national level.
We are here at a meeting of countries of the Eastern Mediterranean region. The aim of the meeting is to improve tax structures, to increase taxes in many of these countries. Despite the fact that quite a lot of very good things have happened over the last number of years, there are still many challenges. Tobacco use is still high in many countries. We know that increasing the excise tax on tobacco is the single most important way of reducing consumption.
Recently, there has been some very promising development, and this is the adoption of the excise tax on tobacco products and sugary drinks. So we are discussing with the countries their status in implementing this new policy and this new taxation, and we are looking into possible ways of using the revenues to strengthen tobacco control and to strengthen the health expenditure.
In July 2017, WHO released its 6th version of its report on the global tobacco epidemic that presented an alarming picture for this East Mediterranean region compared with other regions. EMR has the very high average smoking prevalence among men.
It's very important that countries in the region are sharing their experience with taxes, but it's even more important that they're sharing their experiences on reacting to the opposition of tobacco companies. So countries that have succeed in countering the industry need to share the information with each other, and the health for the whole population of the region will benefit.
The workshop touches on the 6th article of the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control FCTC and the status and challenges of tobacco products taxes. It also highlights the GCC Unified Agreement on Selective Taxes, as well as the country's experiences including Egypt, Iran and Saudi Arabia. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
13 craftsmen obtained the International Business Driving License certificate provided by IBDL Foundation after passing craftsman efficiency exam through the training program allocated to raise efficiency of the winners of the 5th Sultan Qaboos Craft Excellence Award. Through this program, the Public Authority for Handicraft Industries sought to develop the ability of craftsman efficiency and improve their administrative skills to participate in Dubai Expo 2020, besides enhance the Omani handicraft products and develop its quality. Piles of copper residues estimated of several thousand tons discovered in an old site called Wadi al-Safafir in the wilaya of Samail in Dakhiliya Governorate. These traces date back to the early Islamic period when the copper industry was flourishing in Oman. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan Rahbi has more details in the following report.
Wadi Safafir, a model of copper mining site during the early Islamic period in Oman. This site is located in a mountain valley in Luzur in the wilaya of Samail in Dakhiliya Governorate.
This is one of the Islamic archaeology sites which located in Samail, Luzur village. It shows that there is a continuity from 3rd millennium BC up to early Islamic period, and it's also another site of copper mining sites.
According to a study conducted by the Archaeology Department at Sultan Qaboos University, this area where the mine is located is part of rocky elevations known as ophiolite, which is found only in the Sultanate. It contains a number of minerals, including copper. This site comprises of 6 main structures. The only visible structure is the copper mining residues, which are estimated to be around several thousand tons.
In this society, we can see clearly there is a kind of harmony between the so many factors of Omani environment. Contains the copper mining itself, the houses, I mean the settlement, cemetery, which is almost around 500 meters from the settlement. There is also another unit. We think it might be a mosque or a store. It shows the relation between Oman and the other countries surrounding Oman.
Wadi Safafir was also mentioned in the book Al-Jami', written by the scholar Abu Jabir bin Muhammad bin Ja'far at the end of the 9th and early of the 10th century AD, which was a prosperous period for copper industry in the country. This site is a clear historical evidence of the deep-rooted copper mining in Oman. From the Wilaya of Samail, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya, Governorate.
Bank Muscat signed an agreement to develop the old Al-Misfa in the village of Misfa Al-Abriyin in the Wilaya al-Hamra in the governorate of Al-Dakhiliya at a total cost of 245,000 Omani Riyals. The signing ceremony was attended by Ahmed bin Nasser al-Mahrazi, Minister of Tourism, who said the village of Misfat al-Arbaeen is considered one of the most important Omani villages rich in cultural tourism. The signing of this agreement for the launch of development of village of Misfat al-Abriyin comes within the framework of social and environmental responsibility and provide exceptional tourism experience that enhance the tourism value of the village of Al-Misfa. And finally, the Beijing International Horticultural Exhibition marked the 100-day countdown 2 days ago, expecting the participation of 110 countries and international organizations. Here is a report.
On April 29, at the foot of the Great Wall in Yanqing district of Beijing, the exhibition expects the participation of 110 countries and international organizations, which will display the latest achievements in horticulture and vegetable farming. The expo forecasts at least 16 million visitors.
All the infrastructure projects, such as water and electricity supply and roads in the expo, have been put into operation. The plantation in the public areas had been finished by the end of 2018. Fresh seasonal flowers will be rearranged in the coming spring.
This is the second time for China to hold such a high-level horticulture expo. The first was held by the southwest China city of Kunming in 1999. Throughout the expo, visitors will enjoy more than 2,500 cultural activities. The theme of this expo is Live Green, Live Better, as shown in the logo of the expo. The Chinese pavilion in the exhibition area, which will display the history of traditional Chinese gardening and horticulture, is made with tens of thousands of metal beams and pillars, with a curved steel roof on which are installed with more than 1,000 solar panels. The two sides are set against the terraced fields, growing a sea of flowers. The 4,300 pieces of glass form the screen wall to best preserve heat and humidity inside. The exhibition will feature 34 types of traditional and modern Chinese garden.
This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we went to tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Delegated by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency the Minister of Interior conveys His Majesty's condolences on the death of Sheikh Naila bint Rashid al-Nu'aymiyya. His Highness Said Asad bin Tariq Al Said opens the new premises of the Sultan's Embassy in Lebanon. The President of Inter-Parliamentary Union values the Sultan's role in establishing dialogue and supporting the stability of the region. And the Ministry of Regional Responses and Water Resources reveals 10 sites for establishment of investment projects in 9 wilayas of the Sultanate. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and studios, good night.